and welcome to our fifth video tutorial in our series designed to help you and your team get started with the EVAtool system. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at projects. EVAtool's environmental management system manages impacts on a project-by-project basis. Selecting the main Projects tab takes us to the area where all project management takes place within the EVAtool system. The first thing that we need to do is to create a project, and this is done by selecting the tab Create a Project on the top of the project list. When we do this, we get taken to a widget which asks us to put in basic criteria for the project, select the country, and select any building metrics that we may choose to use. And this will include building types, climate types, basic areas of property, and of course any other environmental metric systems or building assessment systems that we would wish to use within this project. And then once we've done that, we go ahead and we create. Project will then be listed in the project window. Each project is listed under clients, and alphabetically under the project name. There are a series of columns going from left to right, and from left, the first main column would indicate current project phase, and we can see what these are at one glance. The second important column from the left would be the EVA score. We'll come back onto this in a minute, which is a basic metric score for the EVAtool process. The following three columns are areas where any building and performative metrics can be displayed in a graphical manner. And on the far right hand side, for administrators only, we have an area where we can delete, edit projects, or indeed advance them to the next phase within the project design scope. It's very important to understand the basic concept behind the link between projects and tasks within the EVAtool system. We've seen from the previous videos what tasks are and how they're created. What we need to look at now is how these are brought into projects, into the coalface of the design process. When we created tasks, you may recall that we set a number of tabs and taggings that the task would be associated with, and that we've seen just now that creating a project basically creates a similar series of tags that are specific to that project. When we've done that within the project setup, what happens is EVAtool goes out and draws down only those tasks that are related and relevant to the project, thereby creating a unique project benchmark for this project. So let's now go and navigate into a project and look at that in more detail. We'll scroll down and we'll select the new office project, and immediately we have a new page with a new set of tabs. First thing to look at would be for this title of this project, we can see that it's currently in the design development stage. We're able to navigate backwards and forwards to past stages that have already been closed out to review inputs and findings for those stages. Current stage will be highlighted by the grey fill and the blue box. First thing to notice is the dashboard. Coming back to the metrics, on the left hand side we will see that the main metric for the EVAtool system is what we call the project status and the EVAtool project status. Here we have a radar graph that displays the 12 primary impacts, and against that is measured the process and the progress that your team is undertaking currently on this project. So the project manager is able to very quickly assess where progress is being made and responses are being undertaken and where they are not. On the right hand side is the area where we are able to display any metrics. These are building performance metrics that are related to tasks that are being used within the database of tasks presented to this project, and they can vary from anything from lead self-scoring all the way through to unique graphics and metrics that you may choose to use yourselves or create yourselves within your organization. So On the lower box, we will see an area where solutions that have been generated by your team within that project may be displayed, showing the latest action from your team in that area. We then navigate across to the second tab, which is Tasks, and it's this area that we get a display of the tasks that have come from the EVAtool database that have been specifically assigned to this project. You'll notice again that we've got the primary impacts and the secondary impacts column, and this time each of the lines have been turned into a bar graph to assist with project management as well. And we can clearly see, for instance, in site and existing features, that there are 1 out of 4 tasks that have been closed out to date. Scrolling down, we get the search results. In this case, the project manager would be able to see that against each task, they would be able to assign from a drop-down menu any members of their team. When those members sign in and log into their EVAtool system, these will come under their tab which says My Tasks. And again, clearly the project administrator would be able to see what the task status is on an ongoing basis. In the video number 4, which was focusing on tasks, we mentioned that there are 2 ways of creating tasks within EVAtool, the second of which we will just look at now, and that is creating a task and inserting it directly into a project. Generally, if a project is ongoing, it's only during that project that one would find new research and new findings that they think would be relevant to a project, and therefore the creation of that task is important that this can be brought in to the live project. So essentially we would again go to, for instance, we would go to biodiversity. We would select our secondary impact, which is animals and insects, and we would then go across to the right hand side again, and we can see these are both being selected, and we can then add task, and this would be in a very similar way to the first version. This task would then make itself present directly into that project. Moving along to the third tab, titled Reports, it's this area that we have within EVAtool where we enable the ability to create PDF downloads of all the project status and tasks within this project. Select what's required within the drop-down tabs and enable the Add Report button. It sometimes may take a few minutes to generate, so we recommend that you return to this page after 5 to 10 minutes. Also note this report making facility is disabled for trial accounts. The fourth tab along contains details of your project, and in this area we're able to edit this and also review the metadata that was attached to this particular project. It's in this area that we would advance to the next phase of a project, and we'll notice that a warning will come up saying that this is an action that cannot be undone. So we recommend you save a report first and then select Advance to Next Phase. And finally, returning back to the main project list page, we can see that the uppermost box is a box entitled Select Metrics to View, and selecting 3 of these metrics will produce a display, a comparative display in the project list box below, so that we can get a comparative report, visual report in a dashboard format for all your projects within your organization. Scrolling down, we can also go to a print button, and that will print out a report sheet PDF that can be used for design reviews and assessments.